Back live streaming in Twitch, and we are back in Grand Tactician Civil War playthrough. This is going to be episode 7 of our series, The Good Old Boys, in which we have been following along during the Civil War. We've been following the progress of the Hazzard County Volunteers from Hazzard County, Georgia, who are part of the Army of General Polk up here in the Army of Tennessee. The Hazzard County, Georgia Volunteers under the command of Colonel Lucas Beauregard Duke. And we just pretty much lost a pretty large major battle up here in southern Kentucky, southwestern Kentucky. General Polk led his army of about 60,000 men up against a Yankee army of 75,000 men. We acquitted ourselves relatively well in the battle, but it was just the odds were insurmountable. There was no way that we were going to be able to overcome that army with our relatively inexperienced forces and the low morale that we had. We had to go ahead and do a withdrawal, do a fighting withdrawal, but several of our brigades did take a pretty good savage pounding. They took a lot of damage, and some of our units suffered some morale shocks for sure. Fortunately for the Hazzard County Volunteers, though, they were part of, they're part of Hampton's division here, and I was bringing Hampton along. He was one of the later divisions to get to the front because I was going to kind of try to use him as my reserve, so they really did not get involved in a lot of the just the bloodshed that was going on, so they were kind of spared some of that. The problem is they didn't get a whole lot of experience either. Now, they did do a lot of marching because we did have to do a lot of marching around the sides of the battlefield, but yeah, that battle didn't go too well for us. If you haven't seen the previous episode, go ahead and watch that episode at the very end where we had that battle, and you'll see a lot of what I'm talking about here. But we were able to get the army out of that situation and withdraw in good order. So we're now going to pull Polk and the Army of Tennessee on back to Nashville, let them recuperate and try and get some of their soldiers convalesced and recuperated, and maybe get some more reinforcements or something. I think I'm to the point now where I've been putting off conscription. After seeing the size of this army here that the Yankees have with these different corps that they've got about 75,000 men. They could very easily get that up to about 80 to 90,000. I think it's probably time that we may go ahead and select conscription as our next policy, just so we can kind of keep up with them. Now, I'm not too concerned about the numbers if I'm fighting defensively, but if I want to strike out offensively like we did here, those kind of numbers I can't overcome those kinds of numbers with just the volunteers. So let's get time moving here. Let's get the clock moving. So we've got Pillow and his cavalry division is withdrawing, and General Polk is coming on back to Nashville. So I think we've got that under control. Hopefully they won't follow along too quickly. And back over here in Virginia, we're just kind of holding the line up here. We had won a victory early in our last episode in Virginia, so we've been holding the Yankees at bay. Let's go ahead. Let me pause this just a minute so I can focus on Jeb Stewart's division here. He's got a perk available. Probably go ahead and give him... Let's give him the partisan brigades because I probably will do some raiding with him. Let's send him on back into Frederick, Maryland, this area up in central Maryland here. and let him continue to do some raiding, and he can withdraw if he gets into any kind of trouble. In the meantime, we've got the Army of the Rappahannock down here in Culpeper, and we've got General Lee with his Army of the Northern Virginia in this area up here that I'm calling the Crossroads area. This kind of area in north central Virginia where we're kind of marching back and forth depending upon which area that the Yankees try to come into Virginia from. We may meet them in the Manassas area, or we may have to come up here and meet them in the Shenandoah area. So I'm just kind of letting General Lee kind of float around in this Crossroads area with the Army of Northern Virginia. Let me take another look at him here. Now, I think I was wanting to replace Brown. I've been trying to replace Brown with A.P. Hill for about 3 episodes now, and the game just will not make him available to me. And I don't know what to do to make him available. I can't find him out in the battle map anywhere. It's telling me that he's that he's in General Polk's army. So I think I'm dealing with a bug of some sort here, and I can't utilize A.P. Hill. Very frustrated about that. Let's look at the Army of the Rappahannock. We've got Early and Bonham's divisions here. Beauregard. Let's look at our recruits that are available. I think we are going to have to go ahead and get conscription because our recruits, they're just not there. We're not getting the recruit. Now look at this, Virginia. The entire state of Virginia, we've only got 643 recruits. Virginia only has 10,000 men fielded. That's terrible compared to many of the other southern states. So, and one of the reasons why that I'm trying to get A.P. Hill into this army is so that I can rectify that. I understand, or my understanding of the mechanics is for the game that Virginia likes to have their generals, their Virginian generals in the Virginian armies. So that's why I want to make sure, I'm trying to ensure that I've got Virginia generals in these armies, but I can't seem to get Hill into the army. So I think that would really help me get some Virginia volunteers if I could get A.P. Hill fielded. Well, there's been a lot of raiding going on down here. Hey, how things going, Howie? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hope you've been having a good day. All right, we do have a project available. It's still trying to give me this civil order. I may go ahead and do that. I may just go ahead and get the low-hanging fruit there. We've got cavalry reform. We've got Confederate gunboats, Confederate guns, Confederate rifles. What does this do for me here? That would be the Fayetteville rifle and the Richmond rifle. Yeah, let's do that. Well, now it's not available anymore. It's almost available. I'll tell you what, we'll do Confederate gunboats. How about that? I did say a couple of episodes ago that I was going to try and do a little focusing on the naval experience for the Confederacy. How are we playing some Company of Heroes? I have not played that game yet. I need to check that game out. Expand my horizons here a little bit. Because I have been playing the dog stew out of this game here. Yeah, we just really don't have any volunteers, especially here in the East, that we can draw from. Okay, so here's our Army of Tanukey. He has 11,000 men there. Do we want to make a probe up here, maybe into eastern Kentucky, and just see if we can maybe draw out some of these armies over here that are threatening western Tennessee? If we can just spread them out a little bit, maybe just make them, just, keep them honest. I'm going to bring the Army of Tanukki up here to the border, and let's see if we can make them nervous and maybe draw out some of these other corps over here. Spread them out some where we can maybe pick them apart. And he's got all of these corps gathered together right here, and it's just an insurmountable army. Oh, you're not liking it too much, huh, Howie? I think I better feel like I need to turn that volume down a little bit on that music. I can only take so much fiddle music. I mean, I do like the aesthetic of the music for this game, but I can only take so much of it. How about right there? I mean, I can still barely hear it, but it's not overwhelming. All right. Okay, so we've got the West Virginia. He's got the West Virginia militia up there with 19,000. He's got the Department of Pennsylvania, I believe, which is the army we just recently defeated. And then he's got the Army of Occupation, which is in Washington, D.C. And here goes General Stewart here, starting to cross the Potomac River. Do a little raiding up there. So that situation's under control. Let's come over here, check out Missouri. He's just not doing much with these armies. He's got 23,000 men. He's got about 45, well, no, it's only 11,000. So he's got about 30-something thousand men over here. We've got 10,000 there, and so we've got about 25,000 in the area that we can combine if we have to. So I may need to go ahead and give a division back to the Army of Mississippi here. I don't know. He's not doing anything with these armies. He's just letting them sit there. So it's got me worried. I don't want to break up General Polk's army yet, because he's got the only army right now capable of stopping these guys. So I'm going to keep his army together. I'm going to keep that force together. Tanukki is moving, threatening over here. Boy, it is really trying to get me to do this suppressed population. And I just don't want to do that. What does that really mean? Let me take a chance to read this. Finance measures to suppress any hostile population in a conquered state. See, I haven't conquered any states, so I don't think I need to do that. Maybe if nothing else comes available, we can just get it behind us so I don't have to see it anymore. Okay, Stewart, are you across the river yet? Let's speed this up to 5 speed here and get the clock tick. Oop, he's coming on up with the Army of Occupation. I guess he sees me coming with Stewart and he wants to run him off. Officer rehabilitated. Leonidas Polk has, I guess we weren't too happy with him with that last battle that he lost. So I guess he's not defamed anymore, so that's good news. I actually had not, I I'd still kept him in command of that army. I guess I must have completely missed the fact that he was defamed. I did not realize that General Polk was defamed. He's at his destination. Stewart has made it into Frederick. I think this is about the third time that we've dispatched Stewart into Frederick, and here comes the Army of Occupation to try and run him out of there. So we're going to kind of withdraw him on out. Just kind of keep some distance between him and them. I don't necessarily need him taking over towns. I just want him. I've got him in a raiding stance, so he'll just do some raiding, maybe pick up some supplies here and there. Just kind of want to scout around in the area and keep them on their toes, you know. Cooper has made it to his destination. He is on the border of Kentucky down here. We're going to make an incursion. We're going to just make a quick incursion down here into Paintville and see what kind of trouble we can stir up. Now, I want to be careful with General Stewart. I don't want him getting trapped over here. Yeah, I don't want him getting trapped. So I think he'll be able to find his way on out. Yeah. He can just withdraw whichever way that he can. That's fine. He's got the maneuverability. He can march around, get behind them, do whatever. Ooh, who we got over here? This is the... They've got 28,000 men there. Yes, I'm going to need to get conscription here. I've been putting it off for some time now. I think we probably need to go ahead and get the conscription. Now, the reason I like to do this with Stewart is it forces them to move their armies around. They can't, it can affect their reliability and their readiness to a certain extent. I don't want him to get too comfortable with his armies and just let them sit in one place. Okay, Cooper has made it to his destination. Now, what I'm hoping is that we can get some of these guys stirred up and pulled away, and they'll come over here and start having to deal with General Cooper. Cooper, why don't you... Let's just keep pressing on them and just see who we can get stirred up here. I'm trying to get the hornet's nest stirred and break up this congregation right here. In fact, I don't know. It's hard for me to tell if he's still got those other cores there or not. I want to put Cooper into a... I'm going to put Cooper into a raiding stance. So he should go ahead and withdraw if he comes into contact with any force that's too great for him to deal with. Just got to kind of keep a close eye on him here. I don't want him getting surprised. All right, I'm going to move the Army of Northern Virginia back toward Alexandria and Manassas area because I want to force him to keep moving these armies around so I can get intelligence on them. What did we construct here? The Nashville Depot is finished, so that's going to be handy for General Polk. That will help his army to get their supplies. So now we should be free to do something else with our engineers. Let's send our engineers up here to Jonesboro by train, and we'll we'll construct another telegraph line. Now, I can build a hospital. So I definitely, if I don't already have a hospital in Nashville, I want to construct one there. Because I got a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of battles around central Tennessee. So let's build us a hospital. Okay. Okay, Lee has made it to Manassas. And also by bringing Lee forward, that kind of threatens Washington, so I'm hoping he'll go ahead and start maneuvering some of these armies back toward Washington so we can do some more raiding with General Stuart up here in central Maryland. I really want this army of occupation to get brought back to Washington. Let's bring General Stuart back into the Crossroads area here. Just trying to keep them honest, you know, trying to keep them honest. All right, I'm going to go ahead and select this just because I'm tired of seeing the icon lit up there. And let's check on our policies. How much longer do we have on the policy that we're currently doing? We've got about 5.5 days left on that policy. And then I'm going to go ahead and do conscription here. We need to go ahead and get it. We've got to start getting some more men, some more warm bodies into our armies here. Okay, Stuart's coming into the Crossroads area. General Cooper is not seeing anything yet. He's still got plenty of supplies in readiness, so I'm going to start bringing him toward Lexington, Kentucky. Just keep inching forward with General Cooper into Kentucky here. And let's see if we can break this up. All right, we've got some weapons delivered. We got some of our 24-pound howitzers have been delivered. We will definitely make good use of those. In fact, while we're waiting on General Cooper to get in place, let's revisit the Army of Tennessee. He's got some 12-pound howitzers. Let's upgrade those to 24-pound howitzers. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and give him another full brigade? Let's continue using we've got some Georgia boys available. Let's get some Georgia boys. Get a brigade of 240 here. And we will give them the 24-pound howitzers. Now, I wonder if I can go ahead and combine some of these smaller. I can. Okay, I can. I'm going to combine some of these smaller battalions into larger battalions. And we're going to recruit one more. We'll recruit some boys from Kentucky. And we'll give them some 24-pound howitzers as well. Okay. General Cooper is still moving. We may just move him right on into Lexington. They don't seem to have anything in the area. It looks like they've really focused everything over here in western Kentucky, so we may be able to take advantage of that and do some raiding deep into Kentucky here with General Cooper. Somebody just got impeached. What's he have up here? He's got 4,000 men up there. It doesn't look like he has anything in this area to even slow me down. Okay, we just issued some bonds. I would imagine that there's some scrambling going on back here somewhere. I would imagine that they are doing some scrambling. All right, I'm going to take him off of a raiding stance and put him into a guard stance. Going to have to keep a close eye on that. In fact, I'm going to slow the clock down just a little bit while he is in that precarious situation there. Oh, what do we got here now? Virginia Militia and the Army of the James. Now, they've got their own Army of the James. Now, that's interesting. So he's got 12,000 men there. 17,000. So he's got about 30,000 men. All right, General Lee, come on back over this way, please. Let's bring General Lee back on the railroad. This railroad I've got right here is very handy. And we're going to bring... I'm going to keep the Army of the Rappahannock where they are. Where is he going? What's he doing? Okay, let's stop General Lee. He's coming this way. Halt. Looks like he's going to try and come down into the central Virginia area. Come on back to Manassas, General Lee. Army of Rappahannock, come up toward Manassas area. Army of the Shenandoah, come down to the Crossroads area. General Stewart, you move closer to the Manassas area as well. Well, what's happening in Kentucky? Okay, they still have not come after General Cooper, but he is starting to have supply issues. He's running short on food. But he has taken over Lexington. I'm not going to build a supply depot because I don't think I'm going to be able to hold this position permanently. I'm just trying to get him to dislodge and break up some of these forces. Slavery prohibited in the territories. I'm going to keep General Cooper here just a little bit longer, and then I'm going to withdraw him. I don't know if I want to press forward into Frankfort. Let's press forward into Frankfort. Let's just try and get them stirred up. Meanwhile, let's not lose track of what's going on over here. Looks like he's getting some serious power together here. All right, so let's go ahead and get General. Let's pause time here for just a second. Let's go ahead and give General Lee one of Beauregard's division. Let's go ahead and give him Bonham. We'll transfer Bonham directly into the Army of Northern Virginia. Now remember, we don't have the Corps organization yet, so we have to we're having to manually try and transfer divisions under direct control. Now it shouldn't take him long to get there. It's only 1 day away. All right. Stewart, come closer. Shenandoah, keep coming closer, please. In fact, I'm going to force march them. Beauregard, you get a perk. What do I want? Let me pause this a second so I can focus on these perks here. We'll give him a foot cavalry perk so I can march him if I need to. Okay. I may have to go ahead and force march him as well. Force march. I'm going to angle the Army of Northern Virginia a little to the southeast in case he tries to skirt around me. But if he does skirt around me, I've still got this fort here that will slow him down if he does try and skirt around me. He's fixing to try and come down the Potomac River. I don't know ultimately where he's going, but I'm just going to try and shadow him as best I can here. Okay, looks like we finally got a policy come available. It's time to go ahead and do conscription. Just got to do it. We got to have it. I'll tell you what, General Cooper is just running. Give him a perk. He is just running roughshod through central Kentucky here. And I mean, they have nothing. They've got everything they've got over here above Nashville. I mean, I don't know. That's probably a mistake on their part. All right, so we've got trade warfare available. We've got recruitment offices, and we can recruit agents. I'm going to do the recruitment offices because I've got to get more recruits. We are in bad shape for recruits right now. All right, where is he going? He's got some power right there. Let's try and count what he's got here. He's got 17,000, 12,000. So roughly 30,000 there. Another 30,000. That's 60,000. He's got around 80 to 85,000 men right there in Washington, D.C. I don't have anything like that. I need recruits. If I get every division that I have between these three corps, I might be able to fight a defensive battle against those guys if I can get some good breastworks built and some parapets built. So General Lee he's going to have about 35,000 men. Then we've got another, so that'd be 45, and then at best I can get about 55,000 men fielded. So he could literally have 30,000 men more than us. It's getting very interesting. Getting very, very interesting indeed. Army of the Shenandoah, I need you to get closer, please. Get on down here and get closer. think he's fixing to bust a move. He is getting ready to bust a move. I want all these 3 corps close enough to support each other. I don't know why they're not moving. Why are you not marching, Johnson? Johnson, I need you marching, please. He's going back up the river. He's going back up the river. Come back to Manassas, General Lee. You halt. He's trying to catch me out of position is what he's trying to do. He's trying to make me overreact one way or the other, and then he's going to use the mobility of this river to get his armies and try and come in on me. He's tried this before. And my forts are just making it impossible for him to do that. I've got these 2 forts at either end of my spectrum here. And so he can't roll around me because these forts will pin him in place. And it will allow me to gather my forces and come attack him. All right, now he may have made a mistake here. Now he's got an army of 29,000 men that are isolated here. So if we do this correctly, we may... Let me bring up the army of Rappahannock to Manassas. I'm going to bring General Lee up here into this crossroads area. And we're going to bring the army of Shenandoah a little further down into Virginia. Let me check on Cooper real quick. He has plenty of supplies in regard to everything else, but not food. I'm probably going to need to start backing him on out of here. General Cooper, come on back to Lexington. They just don't seem to be reacting to him. Well, now we do have a supply depot there in Louisville. Do we want to strike out for Louisville? Boy, he would be so isolated, though. I can't take that chance. If I send him to Louisville, he will be isolated. He's only got 13,000 men. He'll be way too isolated there and vulnerable. I can't do that. I'm going to start pulling him back. All right, here we go. It looks like we have managed to... Yep, we've totally... Looks like all 3 of my corps are going to be involved in this battle, so he's in a lot of trouble here. This ought to be a lot of fun. This should be a lot of fun right here. Give us an opportunity to be aggressive. I hope everybody has been enjoying this little series on YouTube. This has been one of my more popular series, I've got to say. Starting with episode 1, I've gotten some of the most views that I've ever had. It looks like everybody seems to be following through with each episode, so I hope you've been enjoying it. I appreciate everybody tuning in and watching and following along with me. I appreciate all the encouraging comments and everything. I read all of them. I love every time anybody comments on my... I'm certainly not doing this for money, that's for sure. I'm doing it just because I really enjoy it and I like to see other people get a kick out of it. Now, this is almost the same situation that we had in Tennessee, except this time we vastly outnumber the enemy. And he has 3 strong points on the other side of a river, and it looks like we can probably we'll just sweep up through this area over here, try and stick to the roads, and then just come at him and not try and cross the river. So we'll try and come at him on this side of the river to the 3 objectives if we can. Maybe just roll him up. Who knows? We'll see what happens. All right, General Lee. Go ahead and get everybody in single battle order for now, till I can get everything organized here. Let's start off with Longstreet. Let's get Longstreet's boys lined up here. Then we've got Bonham. We'll get Bonham lined up as well. Get him ready to come on up the road too. Then we've got Walker. Walker, you fall in behind Longstreet. We've got Ewell here. Ewell, you get your boys right there. Then we've got Brown's division. Brown, you line your boys up here on this road. And Chambliss has got some cavalry. We'll send Chambliss out before everybody else. Now we've got 2 other corps that will be coming into the battle, so keep an eye on whenever they arrive. So let's get time going here. And I'm going to send Chambliss. Chambliss, you send your boys on up closer. Send Kershaw over to Balls Ford, please. Longstreet, you start marching your boys. Longstreet, just start marching your boys on up the road. You should be safe to come on up the road to there for now. Do I want to send somebody by way of Centerville and come around this way? That might not be a bad idea. Brown, why don't you do that? Why don't you come on down here to Centerville and then loop on around like that? So we can bring you up this direction. I don't want to get everybody bogged down around this river. He may have some traps set for us down there. So just may not want to do that. Definitely need to start getting the guns moving, though. Let's definitely get the guns underway. Let's start moving those guns, because I want to get them involved in the battle for sure. Bartow, I need you to get on up here. Ultimately, I want to get Bartow to the Red Hill farm here, where he can see more of what's going on. Brown's making good time over here. I should have sent the guns that direction. That may have been Walker. I want you to halt. I'm going to send the guns along behind Brown. Probably the best way for them to go. Yeah. Walker, you come along behind Brown, and we're going to send the guns that way. Bonham, bring your boys on up the road as well, please. Start coming on up the road behind Longstreet. Brown, yeah, keep bringing your boys on around. Brown, just keep coming up the Warrington Turnpike, please. And you will just line your boys up here. I'm going to inch him along as well. Kershaw, go ahead and cross the river. Give me some idea what's going on that side of the river. Barton, move closer to the Red Hill farm, please. And I want General Lee, I want you to come on up to, you follow along behind Longstreet, General Lee. Walker, keep bringing those guns on around through Centerville. Keep those guns moving. Keep the guns moving, please. Okay, Longstreet, bring your boys on around through Bales Farm and up to this crossroads up here. Okay, Beauregard has arrived. Where is Beauregard at? He is coming in. Okay, he's coming in behind us over here. Beauregard, just bring your boys on up over this way, please. Longstreet's moving. Bonham, you keep coming along, please. Okay. Barton, get to the Red Hill farm. Kershaw, come on up to the Henry Hill house. I doubt there's going to be any of them over here. I just want to make sure he doesn't have any surprises for me, because I've still got another corps that's going to be arriving as well. Brown is doing real well with his corps. Brown, bring your boys, get your boys on up here. Get them on up the road, please. Walker, keep coming along with those guns. Longstreet's cutting his guys across country there. I don't want these divisions interfering with each other. You come along behind Bonham. Keep coming along behind Bonham. General Lee, come on over here to the Grigsby farm, General Lee. Still haven't caught sight of them yet. Kershaw, keep coming closer. Come on up to Matthews Hill, Kershaw. Brown's making good time. Longstreet is trying to cut through that forest there. Bonham, while he's cutting through the forest, why don't you just bring your boys on over there close to the river? Walker is coming along with the guns. Walker, keep coming along with those guns, please. Longstreet, you can come on up the road now. Yeah, I want to bring Longstreet up behind Brown. Brown, you keep moving around. Keep moving up the road with your boys. Okay, Beauregard's doing well too. He's coming along really well. Beauregard, he's coming along behind Ewell. Fixing to get a traffic jam here. Ewell, come a little further up the highway, please. I got to get Bonham somewhere. Bonham, I want you to come on up toward the Red Hill Farm with your boys. Come on up toward Red Hill Farm. Ewell, you get in the area where Bonham is now. The guns are coming. Brown. Okay, this is where I got to start being careful now. I don't want any one division getting too far away from the others. I need them to be able to support each other and not be too disorganized and too tired when we do encounter the enemy. So Brown is going to probably be the division that encounters the enemy first. So I need to be careful with him. Brown, just ease further down this road here. Don't get too far ahead of us. General Lee, come further up the highway, please. Longstreet, follow along behind Brown. Walker, keep bringing those guns up the road. Barton, I need you to find them for me. Barton, move forward. Kershaw, come on up to the Sudley Church. I should be getting another corps arriving here soon. Brown hasn't seen anything yet, and he's almost on top of the first objective. And we still have not laid eye. Oh, there they are. There they are. Okay. Kershaw has found them for me. So he is definitely defending the Sudley farm. Kershaw, back up. Back up, please. Now, this is good news. Now, this gives me room to maneuver. I've got room to maneuver here. But he has got some excellent. Look at this defensive position here. He's literally surrounded on all sides by river. That would be an excellent defensive position if there was only one objective. Unfortunately for him, there's more than one objective. There's 3 objectives. And I have the capacity to get 2 of those objectives under my control. So, Brown, I want you to keep coming around as quickly as you can. Let's get this objective under our control. Longstreet, come along behind Brown. Stay right on his heels. Bonham, keep moving forward. Come on up. Keep coming up the road as quickly as you can, Bonham. Ewell. Ewell, you come along behind Bonham. Beauregard, keep bringing your boys along. Beauregard, you come on up here. And the guns, we got to keep those guns moving, boys. Keep the guns moving. We're going to need those guns. Actually, let's get the guns. Let's bring the guns up this way. Barton, come up to the railroad. He's got an excellent defensive position there, which would be suicide to try and take that position. Unfortunately, he's got 3 objectives though to defend, not just one. If there was only one objective, this would be tough. This would definitely be tough. Okay, Brown, keep coming forward. Come on up to that fence line right there, Brown. Longstreet, keep following along behind Brown. Stay on the road, please. Bonham, I want you to move on up and fill in that spot right there. Ewell, keep coming along behind Bonham. Beauregard, keep coming behind Ewell. Everybody keep moving. Guns, I need guns coming forward as quickly as possible. Where's my 3rd Corps at? Where is the Army of the Rappahannock? They should be arriving at any moment. We should be getting the Army of the Rappahannock here soon. What an excellent defensive position right there. If I have to come in on him there, that's going to be interesting to say the least. Okay, Army of the Rappahannock has arrived. Where are they coming in at? They're way down here. Okay. Johnston. Where are you, John? Where are you at, Johnston? Okay. I'm going to slow this down just a little bit. Okay. General Johnston. There's just no other. He's just got to come on up through. He's got to come on up through Manassas. Johnston, just start bringing your boys up the main highway. That's all we can do. Everybody else is getting into position here. We have 2 of the objectives under our control now. I've got some really good-looking heights overlooking him that I can probably set my cannons up on, my artillery, and just bombard the stew out of him on that little island fortress that he's got there. If I can just hurry up and get my guns in place. Come on, Walker, I need those guns. General Lee. Let's bring General Lee closer. General Beauregard is on his way. Ewell's on the way. Brown. I'm going to ease Brown a little more to the right. I'm going to let Longstreet come on up and fill in this central area here. We're waiting on the guns, boys. Y'all keep bringing those guns now. Come on. Bonham, I'm going to inch you a little further to the left. And Ewell, you come on in behind Bonham. Fill in that spot right there. He's got a lot of skirmishers out too, so I got to be careful of his skirmishers. I can probably get the Army of the Rappahannock on these heights over here, and we can probably pound him with some artillery as well. He's in a great defensive position if you just don't have your enemy that with an overwhelming force like I've got. I've just got overwhelming force here. And I plan on using it to my ultimate objective here. Or my ultimate advantage would probably be the best word to use there. I've got numerical superiority, so I want to make the most of it. Let's bring these guns up on this ridge right here, boys. Walker, set your guns up right there. Oh, this is going to be beautiful to behold. This is going to be beautiful to behold. If he would just hurry up and get the guns there. Once my guys get lined up with their brigades, I'm going to let them send out some skirmishers and just harass these guys and annoy them. Just don't let them rest, and let the let the guns just unload on them. Brown. That's a good spot for you, Brown. Just keep your boys there. Ewell is coming in, and Beauregard is coming along as well. Beauregard has cannons and artillery also. So does the Army of the Rappahannock. So he's bringing along his cannons too. It's fixing to get interesting. This is fixing to get very, very interesting, to say the least. General Bonham, bring your boys a little closer. Longstreet, bring your boys closer. General Brown, let's let your boys go long range. I think he's got everybody set up. He's milling around down in there. I don't know what he's... Okay, they're supposed to be going long range. General Longstreet, get your boys set up for long range. General Bonham, let your boys get set up for long range, please. General Brown, why don't you send out skirmishers? Longstreet, why don't you send out skirmishers too? Bonham still getting set up over here. General Bonham, you send out skirmishers. All right, let's get these skirmishers down here where they can cause some trouble and annoyance. Just don't let them rest. Don't let them get comfortable. See what kind of trouble you can cause, boys. We'll slow this down a little bit while the skirmishers do their work. I'm just trying to get my guns. I'm waiting on the guns to get in position. The guns are coming along. Jones, move up. Wow. Wow. He is not in a good place, and he knows it. Not in a good place at all. Beauregard, how are you doing? He's still coming up the main road through Manassas there. It's fixing to really get bad for them. waiting? Why don't you bring your detachment across the river and just cause some trouble and chaos? My my skirmishers are just tearing them up. I mean, they don't know what to do. They're in a bad position. They're trapped. There's nowhere for them to go. I mean, it's a bad situation to be in. And the artillery hadn't even got here yet. Where is the artillery? Come on, boys. Come on. Walker, hurry up. What's taking you so long? They're disrupted. He's having to. Well, why don't we get these guys out of the way? Why don't you boys move over here out of the way? Why don't you boys get off the main road, please? Yeah, my skirmishers are just making life miserable for them right now. He may be trying to make a push against Brown over here, which is fine. If he wants to come off that objective, that's fine with me. I can let Brown just do a fighting withdrawal and just draw him out while I send Bonham or Ewell in for the objective. Plus I've got Beauregard coming up the road over here. It's all he can do just to deal with my skirmishers right now. Skirmishers, just get up there and make life miserable for them. Get on in there. Get on into that island. Get on into that island, boys. Make life miserable for whoever you got to make it miserable for. This is just a perfect environment for skirmishers right here. This is just perfect. Perfect situation for skirmishing. We got areas on the river we can hide in, just forests here. Just perfect situation for skirmishers. Let's just kind of close in on them here. Bonham, bring your division closer. If he tries to come off that island, yeah, just come closer with your boys. Longstreet, I'm going to bring your boys closer too. Still waiting on the artillery. Artillery, come on. Yeah, he is in an untenable situation here. All right, General Johnson with the Army of the Rappahannock. Yeah, I want you to start coming up into the Sudley Church area here and lining up there, please. Bonham is coming forward. Longstreet, keep pulling your boys forward too. Artillery is slowly getting into position. Yeah. All right, you boys back on out. You've done a good job. Back on out of there. You boys have done a good job. Y'all go on back to your brigade, please. Take a break. Going to give my skirmishers some rest here. You boys go ahead and go back to your brigade. You've done a good job. You boys go back to your brigade. Really waiting on that artillery. Johnson, how are you doing? He's not making the best time, but he's coming along. Let's bring Albert Johnson's brigade up a little closer and let him start taking some pot shots at people. Pull in your... Who do you belong to? Those are skirmishers, okay. He's supposed to be bringing his skirmishers back. Okay, Walker. Let's bring your artillery a little closer up the ridge of the hill. Don't want to get in a hurry here and make any mistakes, but I think I've got him bottled up pretty good. He's just milling around on that little island there. Oh, Johnson's in an excellent position right there. Excellent position. Frost, why don't you come up and join Johnson? Get on that fence line right there. Or that railroad line, I mean. Oh, Johnson is just fixing to unload on some people here. He's got those Mississippi rifles with that long range, and he's just overlooking them down in that ravine there. He's just fixing to wipe some guys out. Wayman, why don't you come up to this fence line right here in case they try and bust a move coming across the river? Brown, keep bringing your guys. Just keep tightening the noose on them over here. Keep tightening the noose. Don't let them relax. Don't let them get any rest. Okay, the Army Rappahannock is coming up over here on this bank of the river. I see bad things happening for these guys. Bad things. Especially once the artillery finally gets in place here. Why don't you come forward, please? Come a little closer, please. Frost is in excellent position right there. Excellent position. All right, artillery is finally beginning to fire. Finally. I'm not seeing good field of fire for these guys. I don't understand why. Who is interfering with your fields of fire? You should be... This is so annoying. Please come up here where you get a better field of fire. How are you not getting a good field of fire? All right, Wheeler, move up. How is Hood doing over here? He's got Springfield muskets. Hood's doing great. He's only lost 67 men. He's already routed about a couple of different brigades over here. How is Frost? Has lost 100 men. Johnson's only lost 22 men. Let's bring Johnson a little bit closer. We'll bring him up to Frost's left. Maginot, you come on down. Come on down and get on that creek bank, please. I don't understand why these guys do not have they're on a ridge and they don't have a good field of fire. This makes no sense at all. They should be able to hit everything down there. All right, Rappahannock is coming into position. You guys are okay. Why don't you give them some cold steel there, please? Johnston's doing great. Frost has lost 161 men, but they've lost 400, so he's given way better than he's taking. We just broke that cavalry brigade there. Why don't we bring our cavalry brigade closer? Maybe we can do some charges with them. We've got another cavalry brigade over here. This is Kershaw. I'm going to bring Kershaw closer too. We haven't even gotten Ewell into the fight yet. How are you guys doing? Wheeler, I want you coming in closer, please. Come in closer. Charge in closer, Wheeler. You were supposed to be getting down here on the creek. Why aren't you getting on the creek? Why isn't my artillery firing? You guys on this hill should be able to hit anything and everything. Why aren't you firing? I don't understand why his field of fire is so short. I don't get, there is nothing in front of him. Literally nothing. These guys here are downhill. I'm going to bring him further down the hill. He should be able to fire. That's one thing I really have a gripe with this game, is the field of fire for the artillery. It's like they don't understand that artillery can fire up and over things. Not straight into the stuff that's in front of them. It fires up and over. Up and over. But you wouldn't, the game doesn't seem to understand that mechanic. So this artillery piece right here has got a brigade that's downhill from them, down the ridge, but they can't fire over them. They can't fire over there. Now they're finally starting to fire. But it's still showing a limited field of fire for them. Oh, so annoying. Okay, Brown, how are your boys doing? There's Longstreet. Where's Brown at? Here's Brown right here. Sheffield is fine. Heath is fine. Wheeler is fine. Hood is fine. Hood has only lost 72. Hood, I'm going to bring you closer. Wheeler, why aren't you firing long range? I specifically told you to fire long range. We're going to bring Heath in a little bit closer. And we're going to bring Sheffield in. Sheffield's fine. He's got good range on his weapons. Frost, I'm going to back Frost off. Frost has done a good job, but he's lost close to 300 men. Frost, why don't you come on back and get out of there? And Johnston, I'm going to back Frost and Johnston off. Ewell, your boys haven't even gotten involved in the fight yet. I'm going to bring Ewell up into this area. I'm going to back Bonham off. And I'm going to let Ewell take Bonham's place in the line here with his division. Yep. Okay. Pelham, where do we want your artillery? We want your artillery right on this ridge right here, please. Get on that ridge and start hitting somebody, please. And then we've got Jackson's brigade. I'm going to line them up here on the heights overlooking. I may let Jackson do an assault here before this is over with. That seems like something that Jackson would like to do. And I'm just going to let everybody else stay where they are. I'm not going to build any parapets or anything like that. I'm going to give the AI a break. I'm going to nerf myself on that because I'm the offensive attacker here. So I'm not going to do the parapets and the breastworks. We're just going to go ahead and let the battle play out. Ah, he's making a break for it over here, isn't he? Okay, well then that's right down Stonewall Jackson's alley right there. Stonewall Jackson. Why don't you start bringing your boys, start swinging your boys around to the left? In fact, you can bring them up to this fence line right there. Bring your boys up. Looks like he's trying to make a breakout across the river over here. Wise, you're going to need to orient yourself this direction, please. All right, Ewell, you should be very rested. General Ewell. Do I want to give Ewell? I'm going to let Ewell assault. I'm going to, let's make him long range. Brown, what shape are your boys in? Brown's boys are in pretty good shape. Brown, I'm going to let you assault. Ewell's waiting on his orders to go long range. Who just got wounded? Kemper is wounded. Charge that detachment, please. Ewell, have you gotten your orders yet? He still hasn't gotten his orders yet. General Lee, where are you? He's way back here. General Lee, get closer to the battle, please. Brown has not gotten his orders to assault yet. Ewell, assault. General Jackson, assault the enemy, sir. You are at liberty, sir, to assault the enemy. General Walker, he's still going at them with his artillery. General Longstreet, I'm not going to assault General Longstreet. He will be my reserve for today. Let's speed this up and let's see how General Brown, General Ewell, and General Jackson do on their assault. Oh, that cavalry just broke on me there. Let's see how our three generals handle their assault orders. I'm going to slow this down so we can follow along with the action here. It looks like they're about to capture some Artillery. Bates Regiment. Hopefully that was an enemy. Bate, who's Bate? That's not my man. No, that's one of his men. Okay. Or was that mine? Somebody just completely surrendered. Okay, Ewell, you're supposed to be assaulting. Kirby Smith has lost 97 men. Wise has lost 69. Okay, I need you boys assaulting now. Who do you belong to? It's part of Longstreet's brigade. I'm going to bring Longstreet on up. I want to bring his men closer too. All right, how are we doing over here? This little island he owned is a tough little nut crack. You will engage. Brown is engaged. That's what I want. How is General Jackson doing over here? Jackson, you've got Wise is exposed. You need to protect him, please. Oh, Wise just broke. Dang it. Ah! Wise just broke. He's still losing men. Jackson, what are you doing over here? Where are your brigades? What are you doing with your brigade? You've got Elliot B. is not even engaged with anybody. All right. General Johnston. It's frustrating. Let's get Kemper over here to help. Jackson, get up there and help Wise. He's lost. It says he's failing. His cohesion is failing. Well, I can see that we definitely need to bring B up. B needs to get involved. Why don't you have your men on this fence line over here? Just get your men on this fence. What are you doing? Get your men on the fence. How are we doing down here? Okay, it looks like Ewell is starting to get his men across the river and get them into the battle. Brown, how are you doing? Brown, I don't know what Brown's doing. I don't know what Brown. His men are disrupted over here. They were coming through the forest. I may have to. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to let my division commanders make some of the decisions here. so I don't just control every brigade. And I'm doing that for the sake of the AI to a certain extent. Okay, it looks like we've finally broken them across the river over here. No thanks to General Jackson. I think it's got more to do with the fact that they're trying to climb on the edges of ravines, and they're trying to fight through forests. I don't give General Jackson any credit for what's going on over here. However, Kemper, why don't you ravage that brigade right there that's trying to retreat? Wise was completely misused in that attack. Who is this? He's disrupted. Brown has got one brigade across the river that is completely exposed, all by themselves with no support, with another brigade on his flank over here. This is General Hood. General Hood. Oh, General Hood. Oh, he needs support. Who is this right here? Wheeler is completely disrupted. Wheeler, you got to get around here and support Hood. Hood, you got to get on this fence right here. Get on the fence. Get on the fence. Fight them. Yeah, they are retreating, but Fry, you got to attack those guys right there. Let's keep the clock ticking here. Okay, this is where we have to be careful, because when they're doing those fighting withdrawals, the fighting withdrawals are OP, especially with the AI. When the AI does a fighting withdrawal, you better look out, because they fire at like 3 times the normal rate of fire. Man, we've got him in a bottle hole right here. This could be an absolute slaughter right here. Jackson, you got Kirby Smith is about to break, though. Kirby Smith is not in good condition to... Kirby Smith, try and stop these guys. Do we have any cavalry over here? We've got some cavalry. Cavalry, get down there. Try and take as many of them guys out as you can. Just don't let them get away easily. Get on them. Get on top of them. Wheeler, stay on top of those guys right there. Hood, stay on top of them. They are milling around right here at this ford, and get down here and try. Don't let them get across that ford, boys. Don't let them get across that ford. Cavalry, don't let them get across the ford. Kirby, don't let them get across the ford. Give them the cold steel, boys. Give them the cold steel. Well, we are up to a major victory now. Give them the cold steel, boys. Give them the cold steel. Van Dorn, you get a perk. Just stay on top of them, Van Dorn. Sheffield, get up here and do something. Hood, give them the cold steel. We've got that unit breaking. Don't let them get away. Sheffield, charge them. Van Dorn, charge them. Cavalry, stay on top of them. Cavalry, stay on top of them. God, there are Yankees just milling around behind our lines. Just, it's chaos. Complete chaos. How many men has he lost? He has lost literally half of his army. He's lost 10,000 men. Stay on them with those bayonets, boys. Stay on them with the I know you're getting tired, but don't let yourself get too tired. Come on, boys. Even Wise can get involved in this. Wise, you get you some too. Van Dorn, these guys trying to come back across the river, don't let them cross the river. Everybody get your bayonets out. At this point, it's just time it's time for the bayonets at this point in time. Man, there's just all kinds of bayoneting going on right now. He's got one good brigade that is in good shape right now that we got to be careful of. Evans, get in here and get you some too. This entire army of his is going to be completely destroyed. He's lost 11,000 men out of 29,000. That's a 38% loss, almost a 40% loss ratio. I mean, my men are just exhausted. My cavalry units can hardly even move. I mean, who's got the energy to do anything? Is there anybody with enough energy left to lift a bayonet? Bayonet them. Bayonet. My men are just too tired to chase them. Bayonet. All right, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up and let them go. My guys are too exhausted to melee anymore. We just don't have the energy for any more melee. All right, he lost 13,000 men out of 31,000. We lost under 4,000. Wow. I did have a couple of brigades that broke because they were left in an exposed situation, overextended and tired. Brigadier General Chambliss has become famous and is an inspiration to his men. So we're about to start getting Colonel Bate. Yeah, he was one of my guys that ended up routing. I hate that because he was doing well. There's nothing I can do about it. He is defamed. We lost some officers here. Kemper is wounded and General Bate is wounded. But we did win a major, major victory. Yeah, we caught that army completely out of position. Completely out of position right there. He is way down, to say the least. Okay, we need to deal with our... We're definitely going to be giving promotions for sure. And let's drop a save here after that nice win. And let's check on General Cooper way off up here in the middle of Kentucky. Probably need to get him on out of Kentucky. Let's leave out a different way than we came in. We'll leave out through London. We'll get him on out of there. Get him back into our Tennessee territory here. General Polk's got his army back up over 60,000. Let's see if we can get any reinforcements. I have no reinforcements anywhere, hardly. I have no reinforcements in Virginia. No volunteers at all in Virginia. Man. It's in bad shape. All right, we're starting to pull Cooper out. We'll get him on out of Kentucky, let him get resupplied. My Virginia engineers are in position to build another telegraph station right there. Yeah, so this battle is still going on here. He'll be retreating out shortly. We're already into June of 1862. Is there any activity on the coast down through here? Just a lot of raiding. He's raiding my coastal areas. But he has not attacked New Orleans yet, so that's good news. How is my Memphis squadron looking? We've got one ship completed. Well, we've got two ships completed. I don't know why he's in the red right there. And we're about to get the New Orleans completed at 67%. Why don't we go ahead and start adding another ship here? Let's do another timberclad. To get them in that squadron there. General Cooper's on the move. Get his boys back down into Tennessee and get them resupplied here. Okay, let's pause this real quick while we did get a weapons shipment. We got some reboard muskets. Oh, that's good news. That's good news. So we need to do some tending to our armies here. General Lee, let's look at your guys. Now, let's find Bates. We need to deal with Bates. And we got to give some promotions, too. I know Hood did very well. I want to give Hood a promotion. Was happy with him. I was happy with Heath. Heath gets a promotion. And we're going to give Hood some better weapons. We're going to give Hood some Springfield rifle muskets. And we need to get him some reinforcements. As soon as we can get some draftees, we're going to have to get some more men into Hood's brigade. Same thing with Heath. I want to go ahead and upgrade Heath's weapons as well. We'll give Heath the reboard muskets. Okay, who else did well? Course did well enough. We'll give him a promotion. Maginald, I'm happy with what he did, so we're going to promote him. Van Dorn did as well as he could. Evans has only got 861 men. I'm going to roll Van Dorn's unit into Evans's. I'm going to combine them. They've got the Mississippi Rifles. Louisiana boys, eh? Okay. Can I recruit anybody for Ewell here? There's just nobody. There's Marylanders. Why don't we get some 1,500 Marylanders? Yeah, we'll bring them in. We'll try and buff up Ewell here. Yeah, these brigades are a little worse for wear here. I may want to combine these two. So who is the better commander? Johnston is definitely the better commander. I think I may want to save him for division command. So I'm going to combine his guys into Frost's brigade. I'm going to go ahead and replace Johnston with somebody else. Let's replace him with, because we've only got a limited number of men. We'll replace him with Colonel Elzey. Yeah, and Elzey, he's only got 173 men in that brigade. Tell you what I'm going to do. Yeah, we're going to make... That's not going to work. Okay, it's only at a 1. I'm going to go ahead and promote Elzey. That brigade deserves it. And then we've got Waitman down here. Okay, so Johnson he's the one that's going to need reinforcements. There we go. Okay, that's what I've been wanting to do. All right, so we need another brigade for Bonham here. I don't know where I'm going to get it from. We're going to be dependent on draftees once the draftees become available. Okay, let's look at the Army of the Rappahannock. Pretty happy with all of these guys. I will give them promotions. They did well. Let's upgrade some weapons here for sure. Definitely want to upgrade all the mixed muskets to at least Springfield muskets. And we got plains rifles. Okay, so we're looking good there. That's Early's brigade. Early's division. Let's look at the Army of the Shenandoah with General Jackson. Wasn't too happy with Jackson's performance in that battle, but apparently the AI was. He left Wise hanging out to dry there. We need some stronger brigades over here. We're going to promote them. I'm happy with Wise did well considering that he was hung out there. But we don't have any replacements. We don't have any reinforcements right now. So let's get time ticking. All right, we're going to back everybody up. What now? Where's he going with these guys now? What's going on here? All right, let's start moving up this direction then, because it looks like they're trying to head for the Shenandoah Valley now. And let's move the Army of the Shenandoah on down around the rail down to the south there. What is he doing here? Looks like he wants some more. Army of the Rappahannock, you come along too, please. We're just going to shadow him along the Potomac River. General Stewart, bring your cavalry along too, please. Kentucky, how are you doing? You're still trying to get out of Kentucky. Okay. And anything happening over here in Missouri? No action in Missouri. Looks like all the action is in Northern Virginia right now. So they are trying to come into the Shenandoah Valley. But we're going to be ready for them. He's coming with 18,000 men and 12,000 men. So he's coming with about 30,000 men. Okay, let's get our corps closer here. Rappahannock is coming. General Stewart, you come on. I'm waiting on the Army of the Rappahannock to catch up with us. General Lee, come on a little bit closer. You're going to lead the attack. We got some ships constructed. Halt your movement, please. Rappahannock, keep coming. Stewart, you keep coming. Rappahannock, I need you to force march. General Lee, move on into Winchester, please. Okay, General Lee is in the battle now. All right, let's go ahead and fight the battle. Just trying to take my time and get all of my armies in position so that they can participate in the battles. That was something that Stonewall Jackson was able to do in the Shenandoah Valley, which allowed him to, whenever he actually engaged in a battle, he always managed to have superior numbers because he was able to pick and choose where he attacked the enemy at. So he was able to bring all of his forces to bear on an isolated portion of the enemy army. So in the local theater of operations, he always managed to have superior numbers. Even though he was outnumbered in the strategic sense, he always had superior numbers in the tactical sense. Just ingenious, just genius battle planning. And one of the things that's allowing me to do the same thing here are those forts that I built early in the game. All right, it is a meeting engagement. It's almost the same battlefield. He only has one objective up there. He is in a good position in that he's behind that creek. So I am going to have to attack him through a forest and a swampy creek. No, it's no matter what I do, I can swing around this way and come at him up this road this way, but either way it's still going to be through a forest and there's going to be a lot of marching going on. But we will have our numbers, so we should be able to take our time. So we got the Army of Northern Virginia. I'm going to keep him in marching column for now. We're going to have Longstreet lead the way. Well, I thought he was in marching column. I don't know why he is. I thought we were in marching column. Bonham, I'm going to put you on this road over here. Let you go up that road. You'll pull in. You'll take off behind Longstreet. Brown, you can march along with Ewell there. Yeah, you'll march along with Ewell on that road. Walker, you'll get there when you get there. Chambliss will send you out first with your cavalry. And General Lee, let's just bring you on up here where you'll be close at hand. Now, who do we have back here? Now, this is General Johnston's Army of the Shenandoah. What road do I want them to take? I can get him right there across the river, I think, and he can take this road over here. That'll be fine. And the panic has not arrived yet, so let's get time ticking. Army of Shenandoah, let's just get you guys moving up to the Seaford Farm, please. So y'all start moving up that road. General Longstreet, you start moving up the Millwood Pike. And Kershaw and Barton, you guys get into Winchester. Tell me what's going on there. And Bonham, you start moving up the road too. Okay. Everybody's got their orders. I may let Ewell follow along behind Stonewall Jackson and come up this direction toward the objective. Yeah, Army of Shenandoah is going to be coming up this way. They will probably be leading the assault across the creek. Across the creek there. Bonham, why don't you just come on into Winchester? You should be able to just come on into Winchester. I'll get you out of the way so we can get Brown's guys marching. You start coming on in behind Jackson over here. Kershaw, get on through Winchester. Give me an idea what's going on up that way. Barton, start heading up the Berryville Pike. General Johnston, keep bringing the Army of Shenandoah on toward Greenwood Mill, please. Keep everybody moving. General Lee, why don't you join General Johnson at the Seaford Farm? General Brown, bring your boys on up the road a little bit further. Kershaw, you keep moving up the Martinsburg Turnpike, please. Now, he may have some reinforcements coming in to help him right there, so I've got to be careful about that. That's why I want Ewell to follow along behind Stonewall Jackson over here. Gladden, give us some... Go scope it out for us, please. And Walker, you need to be moving as well. Walker, why don't you come on over this way with the guns? I want to get the guns there in the shortest distance possible, if at all possible. Okay, Bonham, get your boys on up into Winchester. Bring them on up into Winchester. Longstreet, you start bringing your boys into Winchester too. Brown, get your boys on up the road as well. Johnston, why don't you start lining your army up over there, get them on the Berryville Canyon Turnpike. Ewell, keep following along behind, please. Walker, keep following along behind with the main guns. Barton, head on across the plain. Give me an idea where their flanks are. Kershaw, you give me an idea where their flanks are too. Johnston, let's get your boys in single file order of battle, please. Get them out of columns. Yeah, he's doing the smart thing. He is lining up on that creek. He's going to make me cross that creek to come at him. The only thing I've got in my favor right now is I do have enough men to try and flank him on his right over here, which may help me. If I can, I'm trying to swing Bonham and Longstreet around to that flank, if at all possible. He does have reinforcements, though, coming in. He's got another corps coming in, so that corps may be waiting for me right here. We're just going to have to see. Just going to have to see. He's got a great defensive position back here behind this creek. I mean, just wonderful, wonderful defensive position. Redbud Run is the name of that creek. Redbud Run. Johnston, yeah, go start lining your boys up. I've got Ewell coming along behind you here. Ewell, you need to bring your boys along and line them up behind the Army of Shenandoah. Walker, let's keep bringing those guns. The guns have got to come. Bonham, keep coming along this turnpike here. I got to get you around to the flank. Longstreet, where are you at? Longstreet, you follow along behind Bonham, please. And then we've still got Brown's division here. They're a little diminished from our last battle, but I want to keep bringing them along too. You come on up into Winchester. Brown, this flank is really what we need. We need this flank really bad right here. We need that flank. Johnston, get your boys on across. Get them, keep bringing them forward. Pelham, let's get your guns right here for now. We'll figure out what to do with you later. General Lee, come on up to the Greenwood Mill, please. Everybody else should be moving. Barton, get on this ridge right here. Give me a better view. Kershaw, can you make it to the Kyle farm and give me a view from back there? I'm going to speed this up a little bit as everybody marches. Right now, it's just positioning going on. He's got a wonderful defensive position right there. A frontal assault would be very, very costly for me across that creek. But somebody's going to have to do it. Somebody has to do it. And I guess the best person for it is going to be Stonewall Jackson. Okay, Bonham, keep bringing your boys around the turnpike here. Keep bringing your boys on around. Bring them on around. Longstreet, you follow along behind him. Keep bringing everybody across. Okay, the Army of the Shenandoah is going to be absolutely exhausted by the time they finally get in position because they've got another creek right here they have to cross. So there's actually two creeks here. We've got this creek, this swampy creek here, and then we've got the swampy creek that they're actually lined up behind. So this is going to be very challenging. It's going to take a lot of good timing. We're going to have to take our time and let our men rest. Brown, I guess we're just going to have to bring you up the Berryville Pike here. Now, there is a trail right here. There's an interesting trail right there. Brown, belay that order. Belay that order. Halt. I can bring Brown up right here and let him follow this trail along. And maybe we can come across the creek following that trail. That might work better for us. Brown, let's bring you on up the road here behind Longstreet. You keep coming up behind Longstreet. Bonham. Bonham, come line up on them here, please. Longstreet, come in behind Bonham. Kershaw, give me a view further around. If he comes in with another corps right here, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Hoping that doesn't happen. Meanwhile, Johnson is getting his boys lined up here. Johnson, you keep inching forward. I know your boys are tired, but you got to keep inching forward. Ewell, we need you to come in behind Johnson, so get your boys on up here too. Walker, keep coming forward with the artillery. General Lee, where are you? Where is General Lee at? Lee is right here at the Greenwood Mill. General Lee, let's bring you over here to the Berryville Pike, that crossroad there. I've got to let Johnston's army rest. Once they get in position, I've got to let them rest. His cannons are starting to open up on me now. We're going to have to let everybody take a breather once we get in position here. Kershaw, keep coming around, please. Okay, Brown, I want you to come along this little trail right here. That little trail right there. Bring your guys along that trail. Yep, his cannons have their range on me here. Yeah, everybody's exhausted. Exhausted, disrupted, tired. They've crossed two creeks. They've come through the forest and everything. We've got to let these guys rest. I may go ahead and finish out this day without attacking and just let us get to end of day. Bonham, inch forward a little bit more, please. Longstreet, you bring your boys in behind Bonham. I want Brown to get in position before end of day, though. Brown, keep bringing your boys. If there's just a little trail right here where that leads to the position that Burton is in, I want Bonham to get there. Hunter arrives. Okay, ooh, he's over here. Okay, hold on. Okay. Interesting. Who do I have over here that is not absolutely exhausted? These guys are in relatively good shape. I don't want him joining up over here. Can we stop him? Bartol's too tired. Everybody over here is too tired. These 3 brigades is all I've got. And we've got to get our artillery across the creek too. I'm going to try and slow these guys down over here. This is probably an entire corps coming in over here. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see. But it's fixing to be end of day, so. Tell you what, I'm going to just do the smart thing or the cautious thing and just readjust my lines. My guys are too tired to be offensive right now. I'm going to try and readjust my lines and just protect my flank. I'm not going to go offensive. I don't have enough brigades. To be aggressive right now. I'm going to have to wait till end of day and make my attack tomorrow. That's the best I can do. I can inch Bonham forward a little bit more. Bonham, let's inch you along a little bit further. Longstreet is coming in behind you. And Brown is coming along too. Brown, you keep coming up this creek right here. You'll fill in this little section right there. Yeah, that's perfect. Maybe we can get everybody in position before end of day. And we'll have him cornered. He's got a wonderful defensive position there, though. I've got to hand it to the AI. The AI did really well picking out a good spot to defend. Of course, the objective helped him. The objective is in a really good place to defend. He's probably going to build some parapets if I let him have end of day, so it's even going to be harder for us. But you know what? We need a good challenge. I really enjoy it when the AI makes it really challenging for me. Bonham, let's bring your boys forward now. I probably need to get General Lee over here because this is where I'm going to be concentrating my attack. General Lee, why don't you get on over here to the left so you can be in a little more direct command there. And I've got to make sure, I've got to be careful because he's coming at me from my left. My right is vulnerable. His right is vulnerable and my right is vulnerable. So we got to be careful here. All right, Bonham is getting his boys in position. Bonham, why don't you go long range, please? Longstreet, you go long range too. Longstreet, bring one of your boys up toward that creek. How are we doing over here? He is threatening my right flank. For sure he is. But that's fine. I can roll my right flank back. I'm more than willing to do that. Walker, bring your cannons up to the line, please. Bring them on up. Let's get them up here where they can be useful. Pelham, bring your cannons up too. Where is Jackson at? Jackson, no, this is Ewell. Ewell, bring your boys up. They're not quite as tired as General Stonewall Jackson's. And we've got okay, we got Brown's boys are coming up too. We've got about as good a position as we can ask for. It's going to be end of day before long. I don't want to get started. Or do I? Do we want to just pick a fight here? Let's... Bonham, just bring your boys on in. Bring them on in. Longstreet, just keep bringing your boys forward too. Brown's not quite in position yet. Gonna nudge Brown in a little closer too. Just get as much as we can before end of day is what I'm trying to do here. He doesn't seem to be coming any... Yeah, he does too. He is swinging around on my right. I got to protect my right here. General Johnson, make sure all of your boys are long range, please. General Ewell, let's get your boys set for long range. His boys are tired. I've got to let them rest. Okay, we're not going to do any offensive operations. I will let you send... he can't send out skirmishers. General Brown, where are you? Get your boys long range, please. He's doing a lot of maneuvering too, though. I don't know if that's very smart on his part, but I guess he realizes he is in a corner and my men are tired, so he is probably taking advantage of the fact that my men are exhausted to maybe try and come out and do something here. Not a bad idea. I'm just waiting for end of day. We're just going to hold him at bay till end of day, and we can reorganize, let our men rest. You know, we've done a lot of marching. We've done a lot of maneuvering today. I am a little concerned about my right flank. I've got 2 brigades guarding my right flank pretty much. I may better back this unit up here. Do a grand battery with you. We'll do a grand battery with you. Yeah, he's trying to outflank me over here. All right, let's back up some cannons here for the time being. Let's roll these brigades back and round. Just kind of protect our flanks here. Long as we can protect our right and let my left do the assaulting, I think we're fine. Yeah, he's seriously trying to outflank me, which is fine. I like it when I see the AI do that. I like to see the AI really do some smart maneuvering. I mean, he's doing the smartest thing he can do at this point. I mean, my right is weak. My men are tired. They've crossed 3 creeks. They've marched through the forest. They're exhausted. They're disrupted. Threatening my right flank is really the really only best thing he can do right now. But time is on my side. We're not going to do any more maneuvering right now over here. I want everybody resting. I don't want to move anybody if I don't have to. I want everybody to rest in place. Just stay where they are. I don't want anybody moving if they don't have to. The only people that have to move right now are the guys protecting my right flank. And we're about to have end of day, so. What an epic battle. I'm loving this. Absolutely loving it. General Lee, let's get you a little bit closer. Let's bring you right up about there. I'm loving this. Everybody over here is just tired, though. I've got to let them rest. General Jackson, let's pull you back into the forest. I don't want you we know from history you've got a penchant for getting shot whenever you. And let's bring General Johnston back out of the way, too. General Johnston, why don't you come back over here and join your other generals, please? Man, he's doing the smart thing. He is trying. I'm going to keep bending you boys back. I'm going to keep bending you boys back. Cannons, you withdraw too, please. Cannons, withdraw. Withdraw, boys, withdraw. These guys right here, they are doing their job, and they're doing it pretty well, I gotta say. I'm going to have to pull back one of Ewell's divisions. Come on back, Evans. What's he got right there? He's got a full brigade right there. They got to be tired, though. They have got to be. They have been on a road, though, so they may not be that tired. That may be why they were able to move so well and effectively. Okay, I need you. Where are you going? I need you right there, right there. I know you're tired, but they're coming. He realizes that if he's going to move, he's got to move now. While my men are disrupted on the right, they're tired. He's got to bust a move now. Evans, get over here. All these guys are winded and tired. Smith, you got to hold that line, buddy. Evans, I need you to get up here. What in the world? I don't know what that's all about. Okay, Smith, you got to fall back further. Smith, fall back further. Fall back behind the creek, Smith. Fighting withdrawal. I know that's gonna be exhausting, but you got to get on the back side of that creek. Evans, I need you maneuvering, buddy. I would have thought we would have done hit end of day by now. Evans, I need you going long range, please. Okay, his men are too. Yeah, he's trying to. He's doing what he had to do, but his men just couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it. They just couldn't pull it off. I mean, he had the right idea. These poor guys they didn't have it in them to do it. They just couldn't. They couldn't march along that creek right there in that swampy undergrowth and this forest on this side. In the area that they had to march and get it done. It was just too much for them, for one brigade. Oh, he just did a charge on me here with his cavalry that I almost missed. But my guy's held. Now, he's doing what he's got to do. The AI's doing the right thing. His men just can't get it done for him. But he's doing the thing that he has to do to win this battle. Fortunately for me, I let these guys sit here in place long enough and get decently well enough rested to stand their ground. If he had moved sooner, he may well have disrupted my right. But my right, I was able to fold my right back, defend my right flank, and repulse him. And I've got my left flank in a perfect position tomorrow to just they'll be rested. They won't be so tired. Everybody will be ready to go tomorrow. Now he's probably going to have fortifications built though. He's got some more guys coming. Yeah, but they're disrupted too. They're disrupted. They've just come across Swampy Creek there. They're coming through a forest. They're going to have to cross a fence. Then they've got this dense forest here they're fixing to come through. Those guys, I don't have to worry about them. I'm going to, well, we'll speed it up too fast here. I don't want to give up my position right here, though. I don't want to give this up, so I'm going to have to depend on these 3 brigades right here to protect my right flank. Because I don't want to give up this. I don't want to give this up. I'm just ready for end of day to get here. I need end of day to come on and get here. Longstreet and Bonham and probably Brown. That's going tomorrow's going to be their big day. Now they've marched clear around the entire left flank through Winchester, so that's why I'm letting them rest. I'm letting them rest because they've marched further than anybody else, so I know they're tired. Now, the Army of Shenandoah and Ewell didn't march as far, but now they had to cross the creeks, though. And they crossed the worst terrain, so that's why they're so tired. But I know better than to try and send Bonham and Longstreet in right now because they've marched a long way. So I got to let them rest. Got to let them rest. I'll tell you who saved the day for us. That's Elliott B. His boys get a promotion. And Smith and Evans, these are the guys who saved the day for us. Enemy battery. Okay, we finally got end of day. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Everybody is resupplied. We're going to build some breastworks. Continue to protect our right flank over here. Well, we're on the wrong side of that. There you go. Evans, you get up there too, please. You get on those breastworks. Okay. That's all I'm going to do with that, and we're fixing to make our assault here. All right, let's get the clock rolling. He has completely repositioned himself, which is fine. Bonham, start moving forward. Brown, what am I going to do with you? You're totally in a bad place now. Brown, you come forward too, Brown. He's completely given up the objective. Kershaw, I want you to cross the creek and come over to that. There. Bartol, why don't you come over here and just make sure I've got something on my right flank. Ewell, where are you? General Ewell. I need to reposition you, General Ewell. I'm going to reposition you here. General Jackson. Let's bring your guys around like this. The rest of your guys kind of form a semicircle. Jackson's going to be the hub. General Jackson's going to be the hub. And we're going to pivot off Jackson. Let's bring some artillery up. Jackson's going to be our hub right here since he's repositioned himself. We're gonna pivot everybody around Stonewall Jackson. Okay, Bonham is moving. Longstreet, you come right in behind Bonham. Right in behind Bonham, Longstreet. I would have figured that he would have stayed on that objective. I did not expect him to completely abandon his defensive position like he did. He's actually put his army in a worse place, I believe, than what he had. What he should have done was he should have stayed in place and he should have built parapets and breastworks all around. He should have built some breastworks along that creek, and he should have built some parapets over here. But that's okay. We're going to adapt. Evans, where are you going? Oh, that's right. You belong to Ewell, don't you? Well, I want you to stay right where you were. Stay where you were. What are you doing? Evans, what? I can't control Evans. You know, whatever. Do what you're doing. Okay, Jackson. You are our pivot point. Bring your boys on up. Looks like he's coming for you now. Keep bringing your boys up like this. You got to hold the line until the other guys get up here. Let's bring up our artillery. Okay. Bonham. Keep moving forward. Longstreet. You stay right behind Bonham. Brown is coming on up too. That's good. General Jackson, how are you doing? How are your boys doing? Oh, he's doing great. General Jackson's doing great. Hood is coming up to help him. And Ewell is coming up over here. Hood, did you have a perk? Where was Hood at? Somebody had a perk that I just missed. Nope, you don't have a perk. Who's got the perk? Yeah, Ewell's bringing his boys around on the right. How you doing, Jackson? Jackson is right in the center. Okay, you just fought off a brigade there. Elliott B is doing, he hasn't even lost a man yet. Wise, bring your boys up, please. Help Elliott B. And Bonham and Longstreet are taking care of this side of the creek. General Lee, let's bring you closer. Come on up a little closer, General Lee. Still waiting on Ewell to get in position. Okay, Elliott B, I need you facing that way, please. Fight the guys directly in front of you, please. Bartow, come up. Help him. Wise, I know I told you to move forward. Move forward, please. Where is Brown? Brown, where are you at with your division? That's Pelham. That's Jackson. That's Walker. Brown, where are you? There's Brown. Okay, Brown. Brown, come forward. want you to take over the line from Jackson. Evans, how are you doing out here? He's only lost 5 men. So he's doing great. He's completely abandoned this side of the creek over here where the objective is. He's completely abandoned it. Just let Jackson continue to hold the line here at our pivot point. He's doing very well. Very well. Elliot B is doing incredible. Elliot, just hang on. We've got help coming. Okay, Ewell has got all of his boys lined up. Ewell, start bringing your boys forward. Just start bringing them straight up the ridge there. Straight up the ridge. Bonham is coming. All right, Bonham, keep your boys coming. Longstreet, you keep coming straight in behind Bonham, please. They're not going to be able to handle this pressure. This is just too much pressure. Wise is doing great. Bartow is doing great with his reboard muskets. And Elliot B is winning the battle for us here. He's got behind that breastwork with his Springfield rifle muskets, and I mean nobody is touching him. Nobody is moving him. We got Ewell coming up over here. Barton, bring your cavalry on up. Evans has been holding the line right here with his Mississippi rifles. Brown, I'm going to let you go into assault mode. I want you to assault, Brown. Bonham, assault. Longstreet is not in position to assault yet, but I want him to keep coming up the road. Right, Ewell's division's coming forward. I'm fixing to let him assault too. Elsie's only lost 9 men. That cavalry unit's lost 600. Oh, my Lord. All right, Bonham is assaulting. I don't know what that unit's doing. I don't know. I'm just going to let him do what he wants to do. Longstreet's coming up. All right, Ewell. His men are in good shape. Ewell, assault. Jackson, how are your boys doing? His boys have been holding the line all day, all morning so far, so I'm not going to assault with Jackson. I'm just going to let him hold where he is as he's our pivot point. I may let him go into assault once the wings are well underway. Ewell's in good shape on the right. He should be getting his orders to assault. Here come his orders right now. There come the guy that's fixing to tell him to assault the enemy. Here he comes. His orders have just arrived, giving him permission to attack. Let's see what he does with it. Bonham is already attacking. Bonham is taking the objective, just took the objective. Longstreet is still just bringing his men up. Longstreet, you continue to just bring your men up. Just keep bringing them up. Ewell is assaulting now. Brown is assaulting. And the enemy's retreating. All right, let's just speed it up and just let our guys do their work as they retreat. He was in good. Now, I kind of see now why he moved to where he did at the end of the day, because it does give him a better ability to retreat off the battlefield. We only lost 400 men in that battle. With all of the marching and maneuvering that we did, that's really amazing. Really amazing. He lost almost 4,000. Not the greatest. The AI did real well in that battle. I'm happy with the way the AI fought the battle, considering the circumstances that they were under. The AI did a good job. It requited himself well. Very happy with that battle. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one. Things are looking really good and interesting in Northern Virginia. This is what I was hoping for. I was hoping for some really good, challenging, epic battles with core level maneuvering going on, and the AI actually doing some intelligent maneuvering and withdrawing and retreating when it was intelligent to do so, and when any, intelligent commander would have withdrawn. I mean, he was in a hopeless situation. He could not win that battle. So he did the right thing. He withdrew. He withdrew in good order before he lost too many men. He lost less than 5,000 men. Realized he was in a hopeless situation, and he just, GTF'd out of there, which was the best thing that he could do for his men. All right, well, let's see what kind of battle honors we got from this, if it'll hurry up and load up for us. Victory at Fort Carlisle. Now, it wasn't a major victory because the AI did a good job. I don't think anybody got defamed on our side for sure, because I don't think we had anybody rout. So that battle turned out really well for us. We really had two good battles here in Northern Virginia, which is what I was hoping for. We need to have good battles because we don't have any recruits right now. And General Cooper has fulfilled his mission in central Kentucky, and he is beginning to withdraw back because he's running out of supplies. Okay, well, I think that's a good place to end it. We've had some good battles, good experience for our troops. General Lee's fame is growing as it should. So I think that's a good place for us to leave off with this episode. Guys, I've had a great time. Howie, thanks for hanging out with me tonight, man. And hope to see you next time. And everybody, if you're watching this on YouTube later, after I've uploaded it, please drop a like and a subscription if you haven't already. Drop any helpful and encouraging comments. I always appreciate that. And guys, I will talk to you next episode. Everybody have a good evening. I'm fixing to get in there and try and turn on the UFC and watch some UFC tonight. So you guys have a good night. Talk to you next time.